Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. I am Aries Sky. I have some news for you on the third stimulus check update this morning, as well as we're getting ready for our big party with inauguration where everyone comes together for the party. Or is there's people out there that don't want the inauguration to happen because of, some people are Trumpers, some are Bidenites, some are whatever. Anyways, I got Chloe with me this morning. She knows I'm nursing a hangover this morning. I woke up this morning and I was like, I turned and I looked at her this morning. This is Chloe. She's like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, hi. And she's like, rah, rah, rah. I'm Rita Lee the Pickle. I too wish to be pickled right now. Could you keep it down? My head hurts.
What's that 45-minute timer?
Alexa, set a timer 45 minutes. So,
45 minutes, starting now.
So anyways, I did the whatever thing, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion thing with Agnes the Pickle. I did it as Rita the Pickle. My brain was pickled this morning. I wish my brain was pickled this morning. I wouldn't have to feel this. Good morning, Robert. So basically what's going on is stimulus checks. I went through last night. I actually spent some time away from the politics and the news. I got a couple updates. So I got a couple emails from a couple people. One was asking me, I was going to address this eventually, is coronavirus. All right. Now, this is part of general chat. Coronavirus is getting out of hand. We got a new super spreader one that's like 70% more likely to infect. And so people are saying to me, yo, RL, what's going on and what's the symptoms? Symptoms are, it depends. Some people, remember, each one has an incubation of 2 days to 14 days. Usually it's between 3 and 14, and then you get over it within 14 unless you're on a ventilator, right? And remember, I've had it several times, so I know the symptoms, but each case is a little different. Some might have throwing up and vomiting. Some might have diarrhea. Some might have a mild headache and nothing else. And some can walk around, with no fever, carrying the virus for 2+ weeks, 3+ weeks, whatever, and then it disappears. The asymptomatic people. So some can end up having, say, like skin rashes on it. Like I had these little hand rashes, right? So each one can change. So each time there's a stronger variant, it could basically turn around and you know what I'm talking about. So you guys tuned in this morning for stimulus checks. I was talking to Chloe this morning. She was making her cake. Birthday was yesterday. I got to get into the freezer this morning and freeze a couple items. So make sure if no food goes bad, I was going to make up something later. I wasn't in the mood. So Chloe and I were talking about something important to us. Now, as you all know, Chloe was getting combative and cranky this morning. And I tried to tell her to behave herself. That lady could come back anytime. And she's like in paranoid mode. It's like, you tell her to behave yourself. And what if the lady basically hears it outside the door? Always combative. So anyways, good. I had to tell her about the break. Ouch. Son of a bitch. I wish someone would have told me that damn thing was hot. So, not only was a my fan, I burned myself a bit. You see? That's the problem. Put something in there. It's in the oven, right? It's heated up, right? And then you pull it out of the oven. You don't tell me. And you put it in the sink, and I go, oh, this is dirty. And I pick it up. Damn. Ugh. Hold on a sec. Are you crying in there? I did. I always access the sink in the mornings. Ugh. Anyways, so I wanted to say that this morning. Now she's mad and screaming in the back. You know, it's not her fault. It's my fault for trying to get prepared for my morning coffee, you know, and there. Hopefully that I can handle this for a little bit longer. Yeah, it's my stupidity, people. My stupidity. Ugh. Ow. Can you believe that? Literally. So I was talking to Chloe about problems this morning. I got some time before school, after school. I'll be getting back on here to do YouTube, or a YouTube spreadsheet. But in the meantime, it goes like this. Third stimulus is going to be really hard to get through the Senate. Talked to my Senate people, and they said the same thing. It's going to be hard. So the stimulus is $1.9 trillion. They don't think it'll pass. It's too much money, which means the Senate's going to stonewall it as long as possible. Ugh, fuck. Yes, third stimulus check, Oculus. You know, $2,000 they're talking about. It's going to be hard to sell in the Senate. They could do a budget reconciliation bill, but first they need to try to pass it with bipartisan support. Son of a bitch. So yeah, third stimulus, Oculus. Basically $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. I'm gonna clean the fridge today too. So basically, the $1.9 trillion plan has all these good things in it, but without it being passed, the problem is no one's gonna get anything until no, it's 2000. So the news said last night when I watched 3 different news channels for about 45 minutes each. I watched the Sunday morning news channels last night for my first time, and it's actually 2000. Unfortunately, Robert, No one's going to be getting $2,000, $1,400. They might get jack shit kicked in the ass over getting any stimulus because the American people aren't going to get any money. You see, they can invoke the Budget Reconciliation Act to get it passed with 51 votes, but they have several people that are on board in the Democratic caucuses. So even if they had 2/3 in the House, or that AOC refuses. She doesn't want to give any motherfucker a dime due to the fact that she thinks it'll go pay off credit card debt, and she wants every American to fucking die. And two is Bernie Sanders doesn't want to give any money either. That's the other problem. Bernie Sanders and a few others aren't on board with it. So even if they had a 51 nuclear option budget reconciliation bill to pass it, it's not going to pass due to the fact that the checks aren't coming. And the reason for it is it's too expensive. 1.9 billion. And I'll explain the other problem with your the Senate does not want to get, the Republicans are going to do everything they can not to give anyone any money because they think until the $900 billion Trump stimulus package runs out of money, March 31st, they're not going to do jack diddly poop. So, what does that tell you? One, no money. Two, you got three problems in the United States Senate right now. One, they got a Senate impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump, which will start possibly tomorrow. Tomorrow, everyone pay attention, tomorrow. Two, while they're budgeting and balancing out the Senate impeachment trial, President-elect Biden stated he wants the American people's business to be pushed through for the next stimulus check. The problem is they can't do it because the Senate's going to slow walk this because of two reasons. The House can pass it in a margin. The House can pass all the bills they want and bring it to Chuck Schumer's thing, including your stimulus bill. Fortunately, the problem is they got to juggle all Biden's cabinet picks, which takes 1 to 5 days, as you all know, the circus, as I call it, to approve each cabinet member. So that delays it. And because everything expires on March 31st, I'm thinking now that they're going to make you wait several months to like summertime before you get your next stimulus check because the Senate's going to slow walk it until everyone loses their fucking house. Not every country. England and Canada is the only country giving money. Japan, very little they're giving their people. Their people are surviving. China, not much either. Canada's like 6,000 Canadians. Americans, they're not going to do it. You know what? Someone said last night they hope that every person in America gets $2,000 retroactive since January of 2020. I turned around in the comment and I said, good luck. You're not getting it. The government's not going to be paying $40 trillion off the deficit to give every freeloading bastard $2,000 a month. No. Country would rather throw you a bone of, $300 and say, here you go. Instead of $2,000 stimulus, they cut it to $300 and throw everyone a $300 bone. The problem is Bernie Sanders doesn't want anyone on railroad or veterans with a damn dime. Social Security, retirement, survivors, disability insurance. Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee in me this morning. Or SSI. They don't want to give any. And the SSI clause. Let's talk about the SSI clause. I heard through my own connections in the Congress and the Senate, my connections, that they were going to cut out SSI completely because SSI, they wanted to give, SSI said in the last 12 months they've already had $1,800, right? Now they want to say if they give a flat $2,000, everyone who takes the $2,000 on SSI has to reapply because of the SSI rule that says $2,000. And if you have more than $2,000, the government knows you have more than $2,000. It goes bye-bye, just like that, you see. The United States would have to think about helping. They're not going to help your people. You know what? I'll tell you what the United States did, Oculus. They basically turned around and said, here, we'll give you some money, $600 to tie you over. But if you win Georgia for us, we'll give you more. What are they doing now? Talking about this massive stimulus package they want to give. But you think they're going to give it to you? No. It's a fucking pipe dream. Everyone's basically making a living on YouTube right now. All these clickbaiters. $2,000, $10,000, $100,000 a month. Really? I tell it like it is. There is no more money until the good Lord puts it in your bank account or Biden signs it. And currently, Biden's not going to be signing it. You think you're going to get it on SSI? No. They were going to do $200 a month, but I heard it was I heard rumors it was $400, but that was part of Biden's new plan. Fortunately, the problem, Robert, is this. Okay, I'm not going to be negative. Problem is $200 in SSI. No, they want to leave SSI bare. They want to give $200 additional on Social Security retirement survivors and disability insurance, railroad, and veterans. They want to leave the SSI down to zero. That's the God-given truth. Zero. They think if you can live on $883 a month, you're doing better than most people not living in a tent. So to them, the people on SSI already get most likely free electricity or low electricity, free cell phone, free food stamps, free Medicaid, Medicaid, right? So all of that, they get medicine covered. So why do they need more than additional $200 a month? You giving $200 a month, you might as well get them Social Security. But instead, now let's talk about Social Security for a minute. The reason they're not going to give $200 per Social Security, Robert, is this. Simple. There's no money. You do know the Social Security fund will run out on the disability and survivors insurance by 2027. Social Security retirement will be 2029 if they don't start getting people back to work. If that happens, they will be cutting SSI patients or people on SSI down by 2/3, Robert. And you know why? Because everyone else on Social Security retirement and survivors and disability insurance will be now drawing off of the general fund. Think about that for a minute. It comes from the general fund. It doesn't come from the Social Security Trust Fund. Yeah, foreclosures are piling up, people's credits going down the toilet. Exactly, Oculus. The problem is the American people, have their thing. The American people have their thoughts, okay? And right now, the Americans don't give a shit. They basically got the Senate by basically doing this. Look, I want to say something to you all, even if my video gets flagged. The American people was a tool. They flipped Georgia, okay? But I was watching a movie last night, okay? How they said Donald Trump interfered with Russian elections in 2016. And the FBI basically made it so Donald Trump won, the Comey rule. If you look and reverse the Comey rule, it's probably the same tactics they learned to get Biden in. They were basically so angry that Trump was doing okay for this country that everyone had to come up with, whatever. Because of it, look where we're at now. 2021, no cure in sight. They're going to stonewall this package. And by the way, has anyone seen the report on the second dose thing? Supposed to have enough vaccines for everyone to have a second dose that got a first dose. There is none. The reserves are empty. Without that, I'm sorry, I have to do that. Without that third stimulus package, including $2,000, no one will be getting a second dose because they can't produce it fast enough. The only way they're going to do it is invoke the Defense Authorization Act. to issue a speed up event. And then even if you did an executive order, they can turn around and say it's unconstitutional because of it. I mean, literally, if you're going to authorize it, then you got to cough up the funding for it. If you're just going to force the government to basically use it to get free medicine, you got a problem. People are going to be hurting big time. Good morning, Big. Look, they don't care. They don't care. Good morning, Big. Look, I told you again, Oculus, they don't give a shit about you. They don't care if you have to wait 6 hours for a box of food in your car. Literally, food banks used to be good. Now food banks are getting less and less. Where I used to live, the food banks got plenty of food that were expired. Anything that was expired went into the food bank bin, and people would eat it. Right now, apparently, that's what people are eating in the where I used to live. Expired food. Expired food, anyone? I mean, look, we're in a pandemic. If you know a shelf life on a box of mac and cheese has a shelf life of 6 more months after the expiration date or the fresh buy date, you eat it. How you doing, Big? By the way, I'm nursing a hangover this morning. Oh, Chloe picked me up some bourbon. So, I was trying to explain that. I got to tell you, Big, a story, okay? Yeah, this morning. Oculus and Robert Long came in this morning, right? And Robert's been watching my channel off and on for months, probably almost a year. So I'm pretty well know Robert. And by the way, Robert Long, good to see you, by the way, man. So this morning, Big, I have to tell you. So I went to make some more coffee, right, brother? And I grabbed a baking sheet, right? You know, one of those I use steaks and stuff. I cook, cookies, whatever. It's one of those like grilling sheets, the ones that are like this deep, and it's grilling sheet, right? Anyways, I went to get my coffee, brother Big. I know you're probably thinking, okay. I picked it up with my hand. Chloe didn't tell me it was in the oven while she was preheating. Ay, caramba. My hand is going to probably have blisters. Let me get my dip. I mean, the problem is I wasn't even told it was hot. So I just picked it up thinking, oh, Chloe used it last night or this morning when I was sleeping. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Hot hands. But, she never told me. Now she's worried that they think she needs a group home yet again. I mean, literally. I mean, this is the stuff that they really want to go after for. I was telling her this morning before she got combative. Again, she asked me about the sheriff's report. It's a general chat, by the way, too. So if you have stimulus questions, got thinking, I'm just talking to Big for a second. So the whole stimulus thing, and she was asking me about the sheriff, and asked me, the whole story about the sheriff, Big, coming out for that APS, Adult Protection Service report about Chloe using my food stamps and what was the other? Yeah, stealing my food from my food stamps and financial exploitation, right? And, eating my food, right? So this morning, Chloe's sitting there. She was talking about, I don't remember what it was. I'm going to take a couple Tylenol this morning. Actually, no, I don't have Tylenol. I'm going to order some. Yes, I'll take some ibuprofen this morning. That should work. A couple of these, I don't take ibuprofen that often. I take what's available. Sometimes I support locally. Okay, so anywho, my hand's hurting like hell. So, anyways, so I told Chloe, I said, look, they're investigating this stuff, right? So I went through the receipt last night, and there was stuff that was, she bought, which was like $3. And then there was everything on my side that I bought. So I asked her, you bought 2 salamis on my thing. She's like, yes. Well, I should cough up one. Well, you know how that went. Didn't work. So, anyways, told her to quit doing it. Otherwise, it's going to hit the fan soon. And it's like when I told her about the breakfast, inauguration breakfast. So you buy your stuff, you buy my stuff. You eat your food, I'll cook it for you because she can't, doesn't know how to cook certain things. Well, this morning she was like, "Well, I want this and I want that." And I'm like, "Look, those are mine. If you want to take it, but if the government finds out because you're fucking demanding it, you're gonna be in more trouble than what it's worth." And APS is really, Chloe's mom's already basically went group home. Literally wants group home. And I keep telling her, you got to basically play it cool. Now she thinks, "Oh, I'm going to group home because I put the hot plate there and you didn't notice." Big deal. If you just said, "Hey, watched out that pan's hot," I'd be like, "Oh," I'd take the oven mitt and said, but anyways, back to the stimulus thing. $1.9 trillion. They're not going to basically debate on it. They're going to try to get either Trump's full impeachment to keep him from running office again, which will probably succeed because it is the Senate. And everyone that I've seen on TV and talked to in my connections all say he needs to have accountability for that. Some Republicans are changing. They're flipping on him. So they want to make sure he can't run ever again. And then the second problem they have in this whole pandemic mess is getting Biden's cabinet approved, which means they can milk this until March 31st. And so they're not going to give a stimulus until probably April, if then. In the meantime, they're trying to make it so they don't give anyone else any more money except for only the people that are hit the hardest. For example, anyone that's still working doesn't get a stimulus check, okay? Anyone who has still got a job and collecting a paycheck, even under the PPP program, no money. People that are unemployed and struggling, they get the $2,000. And by the way, just to let you all know, they want to cut out the 160 million people on the 6 big government plans to get it. Good morning, Mark. So in approximately 47 minutes, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. There's 6 people. Please feel free to comment. I will be on the, you know where I'm going to be for a second anyways. Got to use, I'm wearing pants this morning, everyone. I'm not wearing jammies. I got school this morning at 11, so I will be right back. I don't know. I'm taking a shit. Timer should have been like 18 last time I saw when I was right before taking a shit. Yeah, please do. I was just taking shit. Then I'm doing my dip before school. Then I'm going to be listening to this school for fucking 2 hours plus. Then afterwards, speak up dad while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I should.
That's what the plan is. I got better things to do. Waste a lot of time. Something I don't like. Timer says you have approximately 11 minutes left. Hey, peeps.
So,
No, I was basically taking a, let's see. Yes, I washed my hands. Good morning, Libbit baby. Yeah, getting some of my hand on that plop plop fizz fizz could be messy. Wash hand, huh? I always do plop plop fizz fizz. It's always a reminder that I'm using the bathroom. Good morning, Higgins. Sorry I didn't miss you. I missed you while I was on the can. I was answering someone else. Good morning, Livid. Gone to the other room for some stimulus? No. That's not me. The one that was wearing the panties was Chloe. That was not me, Livid. I'm Rita, by the way, and stimulus is simple. We were just conversing about it. Of course, Mark was curious about pot. Yes, I keep pot on hand at all times. Remember, I vape pot too. Fortunately, I'm trying to nurse a hangover this morning. And Higgins, for once, I actually had the hangover. Probably because I didn't get enough sleep after drinking. Anyways, no, you're not going to see the no panties one. The no panties one ain't going to be around right now. They're in another room waiting 10 minutes before their cake's done. Their birthday was yesterday, so they're cooking a cake. Mike Wendell to the rescue. Pillow man. Saw him last night on TV. I was watching last night, Higgins. I was watching Jake Taper's State of the Union. I was watching what was the other shows I was watching? I was watching last night. I found Jake Taper's yesterday's episode for free, so I watched it. I was like, So I hear about the lady that turned around and was trying to sell Pelosi's laptop. I mean, how stupid could you be? Okay, so anyways, the show I was watching last night was This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Meet the Press, and I guess that's it. Meet the Press, and I guess someone took I guess but George, I guess someone took away the other one I was watching, which was the State of the Union with Jake Taper. So apparently someone got it removed or something. So, but yeah, anyways, I was watching it on YouTube. The NBC was really good because I was watching it. Some people say, "Oh well, it's cool." She wears diapers and she wears panties. Yes, and right now she's not wearing. I think it's might be underwear, might be diapers. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I do got 37 minutes with you before I got to go to school. So, anyways, let me find my dip cup. Sending Chloe out today. You get my tobacco while I work today. Anyways, for some of you out there, I got a couple things to share with you. Got to get the dishwasher running soon. By the way, my little guy Mark says hello. My little guy, by the way, hello, Boon Boon. See, let me show you so you guys can see. Good morning. Mommy, smell like bourbon. So this is Ebony, everyone. I don't know. I don't care what she wears, dude. Yeah, Bun Bun. Love Boon Boon. Mm-hmm. So, an update for you all as well. So, last night I was trying to line up a Zoom video call one-on-one with Hannah Bug, just to check in with Hannah Bug. And as you all know, probably, moderator Hannah broke her nose. Well, somehow, even though wearing a mask in the hospital, don't quote me, this is just coming from a different source, her cousin Brad, that Hannah Bug ended up with getting, she was in the hospital like 4 days ago. Anyways, the story goes, she ended up supposedly in the hospital, Mark. I can't confirm or deny this, but I can tell you the story anyways. She got the coronavirus. She went home. Well, as you know, I've had it several times, so the incubation period is between 2 and 14 days. So some people's bodies are weaker, some are stronger. As you all know, the only thing I got right now is these dots on my arms, and I'm wondering if they're flea bites or a new strain of coronavirus. Don't worry, I'm good. You know, I've been tested. Unless it's a new strain we don't know about, Captain Sniffles, that's what I call it. I should be fine, okay? So, anyways, dip time. So basically, what happened was, someone asked me about coronavirus symptoms. Google it, because some have different. Some could be stomach ache, some could be headache, some could be high fever, some could be throwing up, pooping. Some could be skin rashes like I have. It all varies. So each person's different. It could affect your heart. Some can affect your lungs. Some can affect your liver. I mean, each one's an individual human being or a high functioning machine that can break down through different ailments. It's all about the immune system. Exactly. Does this have to do with everyone turning against Donald Trump? Higgins, by the way, intel came back, Higgins, that Grandma Me was Joe Gill, by the way. If you know, let me see. Pee Wee for 3. What did Pee Wee do anyway? What did Pee Wee do? All right, what did this guy say last message? Oh, yeah, you're not going to see it. Okay, that's why. Morning, Pee Wee. I guess we got Pee Wee hiding. So, anyways, Brad emailed me last night saying, you know, this general chat that Hannah ended up in the doesn't want to do video thing. I've been trying to get her to. I gave her my phone number and I said, give me a call. And I was getting a little tipsy last night. We were gonna do a video when I got up from my nap, but you know, when I gave her the link, she, you know, didn't hear from her. Next thing you know, I got a message in caps lock saying she's very sick in the hospital. So from Brad. So I never replied to the email. Just said, okay, I'll pray for her. But this morning it's bad. So apparently she basically stated that if anything happens to her, they're supposed to ship her rabbit Dougie up to me to look after, since I'm now considered the rabbit handler, apparently. Yeah, I understand that one. I watched the Comey rule last night. You know, I had something I was thinking about bringing up to you privately, but since you're here, I'll just basically blurt it out. You know how they said that whole Russian interference thing where Russia helped the 2016 elections? You know that bullshit, right? Let's just say hypothetically it did, and Donald Trump got in that way, right? It's just the theory I have. I'm just throwing this out there for you, you know, just to chew on, to think about. But if they did Russian interference in 2016 and used the FBI to get rid of Hillary Clinton and her emails, right? I was watching Comey rule last night at Showtime. You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with the 2020 election? Good point. Simple. What if they took all the knowledge they found with the FBI? The FBI, mind you, and all these things, Russian hackers, interference, all this, and turned it around, sis, using with China's help and winning the 2020 elections for Biden. Think about it. That was what I was sitting there drinking my whiskey last night. That's why I got a minor hangover this morning. The rabbit whisperer, yeah. So I'd like to see your opinion on it. You're probably thinking I'm a fucking moron. So, you know me, I probably am. But I thought I'd share that with you, see what your thoughts. Moon, hi. Moon, hi. Oh, good morning, Dotson. The rabbit whisperer, yeah. You see? Don't you think that is just brilliant? I was sitting there last night getting hammered, sis. Getting hammered, mind you. Well, come here. Come here. Aunt Pee-wee wants to say hello to you. Hello. No, you're not looking at your brother. Hoffenpfeffer. And Hannah, Aunt Pee-wee and Uncle Dan said I can have Hoffenpfeffer. Hoffenpfeffer. She never said anything about you eating your brother. Even Chloe won't let you eat your brother. Come here. Look, I came up with that theory last night. Sis, just call me crazy and insane. But I was sitting there watching the Comey rule, right? And I'm trying to figure this whole election thing out. Literally, I'm really racking my brain on it. I don't know what the big man upstairs told me and why it was going to happen. We got 33 seconds left. By the way, make sure this time you tell me. My hand's going to be sore all day. I probably have blisters.
Okay, I get it. Okay, it was my fault.
You guys are wondering what happened. I'll tell you without her being combative.
It's not a need to have APS investigate that.
Why are you so against the APS lady? Anyways, the story. No, don't. So the story goes this morning. Was that actually in the oven when you were preheating it? That's what I was curious about.
Well, I didn't want to wait forever, so yeah.
Alexa, stop.
That's why I said 50 minutes instead of 40-some minutes. I put it in a little longer because of the oven.
So the oven was preheating and...
Well, I'm not waiting around. So you're saying, because that's what you're saying, so it was preheating.
No, I was asking if that pan was in the oven while it was preheating, that metal pan.
Yes, I took it out.
All right, and I didn't know it was hot, so I touched it, and I got hot hands this morning. See, it's a simple story.
All right.
Yeah, it's Chloe, so
those
you know.
Blue hot gloves work like shit. Who's got burned wearing those? Okay, so.
So, anyways, you heard, yeah. So, anyways, like you said, you know, it was my stupidity for not checking the metal pan, you know, so Chloe's not worried APS is gonna investigate my hand being burned because she forgot to tell me hot pan when I was like, oh, I'm just gonna move this over here to have the sink, and you know, I got the hot hand this time, you know.
Something like this.
Yeah, well, it is true, you know.
Yeah, put this in just a little longer. It cooks all the way. This oven sucks.
Yeah, I know. They want us to replace it. How long do you want me to set the timer for?
It's about 10.
Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Starting now.
So, yeah, anyways, you know, so I just wish, you know, honestly, Chloe would have said, hey, you know, it was hot, you know, instead. I pulled it out and burned my hand. So now she thinks that everyone thinks she needs a group home. I keep telling her, no, it's not true, you know.
Just I'm afraid because people up past here. This empty, I'm taking it back. That is.
I don't know if it's empty, but I'm sending you over to get me a can.
I'll get you a can.
So, it's good to see you too, Pee-wee. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, I know Chloe wasn't doing that. She was actually making her birthday cake from yesterday. I fell asleep last night.
And I fell asleep too.
So, you know.
Yeah, both fell asleep. Let me go. Thank you.
Is that a diaper you're wearing? Or depends?
Depends right now. But
Yeah, well, someone said they saw it on your video.
okay, I'm button this up. It won't show. Button this up a little more. Which I had to sew the buttons back when I was on the ferry the other day.
It's not a fetish. They have an incontinence problem, Mark.
One I wish I could get rid of. Here's the thing. I wear underwear when I go out and stuff. It's just like when I'm at home, I don't want my underwear smelling. I'm tired of having to constantly wash my underwear. So, the thing is, when I go out, I don't want smelly panties when I go out. I want panties that smell fresh, and I want bottoms that smell fresh. And if I ever do wear leggings again, I'd like to have them smell fresh. Anything that covers the crotch, I like that area to smell fresh. Not smell like,
You know, you want to know a trick of being a woman?
what is it?
Anytime you're worried about the crotch stinking in that area, you spray perfume on it. That's what really helps most with women.
Maybe I'll get some perfume. Maybe I'll get.
You get hardware. The pharmacy should sell you something. Not there's a website, but problem is you got to sample perfumes. You just don't go buy something you don't like.
Yeah, I will sample. I usually do sample perfume.
The problem is, I'll tell you the problem. Okay, not that anyone gives a shit about my opinions, but has anyone ever smelled my mom's perfume? That stuff smelled stinkier than an old woman's cooter. That thing was Chanel No. 5. I'm literally, that's why I called it the old lady perfume.
My grandma used a perfume that every time I smelled it, I felt very lightheaded.
So, anyways, last night I was laughing when I went to bed because what's funny is last night, Mark, by the way, you should join us on Wednesday, brother. Wednesday, we're doing an early morning edition of Inauguration, which means Fumblebum's going to be on sometime on the day. Cam's going to be on. I'm going to be on. We're going to do StreamYard, so you're more than welcome, Mark. Funny story is, last night we had trolls, literally. Pee-wee, thank you again, honey. Thank you so much. You were a lifesaver. When that Joe Gill came in and that other form saying, send my daughter home, trying to act like the Chloe's mom, and we all laughed about him. And Chloe's mom would basically say on the YouTube, if it was her, send my son home or send my child home, not send my daughter home. The lady doesn't accept Chloe as a woman.
That's why I disowned my mom. Disowning my mom.
And then on top of that, seeing so many people, coming in about stimulus updates, which, by the way, you guys are here for stimulus updates. We got 11 people, so let me get this over with. So, I watched last night the State of the Union with Jake Tapper. Usually I don't, I just want to see what was going on. Pee-wee and I both agree it's a pig slop to watch it. I also watched two other shows last night too. After I watched State of the Union as the second show. They deleted that this morning apparently. The other one was Meet the Press with Chuck Todd. I was laughing about that. I didn't think Chuck Todd was a real person, but I guess he is.
Okay.
And then
He is. I mean.
And then I watched yesterday. This week with George Stephanopoulos on I think it was NBC or something ABC or something. Yeah, so I watched 3 shows last night just to get the stroke. By the way, the Chuck Todd one was good because they had actual Anthony Fauci on, and he said the entire rollout of the medication thing is pretty bad unless they get another.
This thing came up now. It's going to give you his necklace to tell you where. Wiring on that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Joe Gill needs to basically go away, Grandma. I was telling Chloe, the whole story, we executed that perfectly. Didn't well, Cam's not around. I don't know. Cam's not in this morning. Yeah, he emailed this morning about a music thing I wanted me to watch. What? Where this? I don't even know how to tie it in.
The crystal thing may come off if you hold it upside down.
Well, then I'll just leave it, put it in a Ziploc bag. Then
until
it says Brave.
Yeah, figure out a way to keep it on permanently.
So, anyways, like I said, with the stimulus thing, I was getting some news from the local rags last night or this morning while drinking, and ate some little smokies. It turns out that the American people are going to be shafted on a third stimulus check. I guarantee it. The problem is they want to focus solely right now trying to impeach Trump to keep him from running office in 2024. And if they get 10 senators on board, we lose Trump permanently. That means his family can run unless the states, which, by the way, I read this morning in the local rag, the Washington Post, that there's a lady in New York that's got 3 lawsuits pending. As soon as he's out of office, they're going to serve him. When then the dominoes are going to fall where they are. But anyways, they're going to focus on impeaching, and they're going to focus on filling Biden's cabinet, and then they will focus on stimulus, a third stimulus package, another stimulus package, which includes checks, but they got till March 31st. So I guarantee I'm thinking from my own thoughts that the unemployment will run out March 31st and everyone's going to be screwed over while they dick around with the price tag $1.9 trillion. Inauguration is going to be virtual, but I'm going to be basically hosting it Wednesday for anyone who wants to do it. Yeah, so Mike Lindell, apparently, I watched some story about that yesterday. I said on those 3 TV shows, he was begging the president to declare martial law. Now, the president could do it, but highly unlikely, right before an inauguration. I mean, we got what? 2 more days. So we got less than 40, about 46 and a half hours until a new president is sworn in. Well, it's going to be virtual for us, but they're going to be doing the swearing ceremony, Pee-wee, at the Capitol. However, what disturbed me the most about this whole show with George Stephanopoulos, Meet the Press, and Jake Tapper was they showed the same footage of soldiers sleeping on concrete in the Capitol. The Congress is going home to warm beds while these soldiers got to sleep, propped up against the wall. And their guns are propped up against the wall, too, while they're sleeping. That's just unacceptable. If you're in the military, you at least get a cot. They didn't give a cot. During the Civil War, did anyone know that the Union commandeered people's houses to make them into makeshift hospitals, and generals even commandeered people's houses to use it? And the women, some of them were African American, had to put up with these white generals. And those generals were ordering them around. And they're like, look, this is my house. Why are you taking it? And they're like, because we can. We're the fucking Union. And it's in the Constitution that can commandeer people's houses, if you didn't know. Even though it says legal search and seizure, they just commandeer people's houses, yes?
Well, it's like that during the Revolution where they had house for soldiers. And that's what caused stuff. So one of the things that sparked the Revolutionary War, one of the things, not the main thing. Tax Act was probably the main thing, but
let's stop. Yeah, I mean, literally, that's the way it is. It was basically disgusting to no end. And I thought it was purely disgusting. By the way, did Katura send me my link? Yeah, here it is, the Zoom link for today. So right there, the Zoom meeting is that time. So I got school coming up. Oh yeah, because I emailed Dad. He should be up. Email him real quick. So, anyways, I got spreadsheets to do, so I'm hoping I can turn my camera off from school and do my spreadsheets. Oh, no social distancing. Yeah, exactly. What are they expecting? They got 20 to 25,000 guardsmen, you know? I mean, literally. So, so the stimulus checks, like I said, are on hold. The $2,000 on hold because they're talking about problems. And the other thing is here's another kicker: is without extra money to fund speeding up the factory. So Biden's going to sign executive orders as soon as he is reversing everything Trump's done, including doing the National Defense Act to authorize the vaccine to be produced 1 million vaccines a day, 100 days, 100 million vaccines. The problem is you got to pay these people. Without it, they're not going to make it. They could just tear the authorization up, delay it, and we might be stuck in our houses till 2023 because the thing is there's no money to pay these people. That's why they needed the stimulus package. I think it was like $350 billion was going to go towards, or $400 billion to states and local municipalities and tribal. And then that left $1.6 billion for other things. And then they said it'd be $500 billion for stimulus checks, cutting it down to $900 billion for everything else, schools and contact tracing apps and other things. And without that money, including vaccine production, they can't do anything. So I think I think it's like $200 billion for schools, so that's $700 billion left, and then they wanted to make like $200 billion for medications, the vaccine, so that's like $500 billion left over, and so they're, and it was a bad picture, Pee Wee, literally bad. I frankly did not like it. And I got fresh coffee there for school, so I'm gonna be good. But you guys know the drill. I'll be doing school this morning, which one of the reasons why, if anyone wants to know why I was getting completely caked last night, because this is general chat, and I only got 14 minutes left with you guys till school, is I don't like the dad enrolling me in all these school programs because I sleep this time of day, and so I'm up early. And so I fell asleep on Dan and Cam last night. And by the way, Pee Wee, if you didn't hear me, got an email from Hannah's cousin. They asked me to, well, yeah, I think you said the bunny whisperer. They said something about, So, so the old problem is she's in the hospital. Apparently, when she was there at the hospital, they did a test, told her to stay home. She didn't want to go on video with me because she was not feeling too well. So she was, coronavirus symptoms for Hannah and her. So, he emailed me and said that they rushed her to the emergency room. She wasn't breathing too well. So he said he asked for prayers. And then so it says there that whilst they rushed her to the emergency room, I didn't read this part, that he and his aunt and also ended up getting the coronavirus. She said if you can, take care of the pets. If she doesn't get out of this, that he was authorized to send me her bunny Dougie. And then that was it, cares very much and thinks I don't believe about coronavirus. Coronavirus is something like I was telling Mark this morning, that is, I've had it several times. Some people, it's all it has to do with the immune system. Basically, some people have problems with heart, some have breathing problems, some have other skin irritants. You know, some get rashes, some get breathing problems, some get kidney and liver problems. Just depends. Each immune system is different. So, but apparently her mom and her cousin also have it. So, it's pretty bad. Good morning, Cam. So yeah, anyways, like I said, once school starts, I'll have to leave and then come back after school. I got spreadsheets. I'm sending Chloe down to the gas station this morning for just a can of dip. Tomorrow, I'm hoping she picks up a couple rolls for me, or Thursday, whatever day she chooses. Wednesday's stay in day, so So yeah, I was asked by her cousin to give prayers to him and his aunt, and aka Hannah's mom and Hannah. So on that aspect. I'm trying to coordinate with Dad right now on movie time because he's got a getting a meeting on Zoom tonight. So but I will be back. But yeah, the stimulus checks, no one knows what's gonna happen. Till it hits our bank account, it's just a pipe dream. Well, meantime, it's like Oculus was saying, before Oculus left. There's too many people praying for a UBI, $2,000 or more a month check. So anywho, I'm gonna get my coffee ready for school. Look at him; he's just sitting there with his nose going. So so far the news has been interesting today, to say the least. About the lady that sold a laptop and was trying to sell it to Russia. The world is on the brink of catastrophic moral failure with vaccines. Really? What was that? Steve Martin? I'm in news today. Look at this. Opinion poll: Biden's ambition 100-day plan to erase Trump's legacy. Really? The news is pretty shitty in my opinion, so well, good Bill Gates. If you need to know, I'm messaging my dad again. I doubt it, man. I doubt it. Besides that, even if he owns farms, I order all my farm food on the island here, so I don't need to worry about that. With me, as long as he leaves my farm food alone here on the island, farmers produce my organic meats, I don't give two shits, man. I won't buy meat from the grocery store unless I have to. That's how I see it. Anyways, mail's being slow, by the way, Cam. That's one, or Higgins. That's one thing I wanted to say. I'm still waiting for packages to be shipped from Amazon. They're delayed like crazy right now. Everything I ordered says won't be built to February. Says delivery date pending. Anyways, everyone, school starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time, so I should be done by 1 or 1:30. So look for another video or part 2 then. So, like I said, look for part 2 when I get done from school. So please add, subscribe, please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button, hold them funny for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dog. Thanks for watching. God bless you and everything you do.